Welcome back to Vibes and Frequencies. My name's Nathan, and I love crystals more than anything else in the world. And I've also, for this last week, had more motivation and manifestation energy flowing through me than I've ever experienced and felt in my entire life. I'm like an erupting volcano of power. So I've decided that this is the perfect time and resonance state for me to put together a video of the top 10 best crystals for motivation and manifestation. So as you can see here, I'm holding in my hand just a few to demonstrate to you some of the 10 that we're going to be going over. So without further ado, grab your crystals and let's get cracking together. Now, the extent of the power of crystals and the direction and dimensions that these reach to are infinite and limitless. A lot of this has to do with our imagination and the way that we resonate with the energy specifically and how we create that in our lives. So what I've done in this video is I've broken up these 10 crystals into 3 separate categories just for ease of explanation. So in category 1 here, we have positive oriented momentum crystals. Now, what I mean by this is that everything around us is creating momentum. A lot of people in the spiritual community call this karma. Now, our chakra system has a lot to do with crystal work and how it kind of explodes into our life. So I just wanted to bring this up to mention that sometimes momentum is pushing us in different directions. And if we can be aware of this, it can help us to create ourselves way more consciously, way more powerfully, and effectively based on what we actually prefer and want for ourselves. It really just opens the door for a lot of different kinds of ways to live our lives. So category number 1 of positive oriented momentum, what this means is that these are going to be the crystals that help you to manifest and help you to motivate yourself, quite literally speaking. Now, category number 2 is negative oriented momentum. So the crystals I'm going to be talking about in this category are literally the crystals that are going to help you with those quote-unquote negative symptoms you might have. As in things that you are carrying right now that are holding you back from being motivated and manifesting. See what I'm saying? Category 1 equals crystals to help you to grow manifestation energy. Category number 2 is the crystals to help you to let go of the opposite of motivation and manifestation energy. Now, category number 3 is really simply put going to be the crystals that fit into both these categories and that have a lot more areas of use and effectiveness. So, without a doubt, I'm really excited for this video. Let's get started with crystal number 1. Crystal number 1 for motivation and manifestation equals not actually a crystal. Sorry, guys. It's actually called Organite. Now, what Organite is, this is a piece here I'm showing to you. Organite is resin that has copper, sometimes aluminum, other metals. They put little chips of crystals in there. It's really up to whoever's making the piece of Organite. And there's all kinds of different shapes. Pyramids are the ones that I recommend getting for yourself. But ultimately, the reason that I'm including Organite as number 1 in this video for crystals for motivation and manifestation is because Organite is quite literally an energy generator. So for those of us who experience metaphysical energy and love working with crystals, you will definitely feel the power of Organite. It is very clearly generating and neutralizing energy in your current environment. Now, what is helpful about this is actually that this fits itself into both category 1 and 2. So it's a category 3 for this video. This helps with both our positive symptoms and to help us relieve some of the negative symptoms. So there are frequencies all around us in everything. And a lot of technology is putting out frequencies. A lot of cell towers are putting out frequencies. I'm not saying this stuff to strike fear in you guys. I'm saying it out of excitement for Organite. Organite was actually shown in real scientific studies that were done in Russia to absorb these frequencies. They are attracted to the Organite. Now, I'll tag some of these in the description for you, articles that talk about these experiments done in Russia. It's really exciting stuff. So because there's all these frequencies going around, some of them are negatively oriented frequency vibrations. Now, what this means is not negative as in bad, positive as in good. It simply means the direction that the momentum is pushing you and creating you in. So Organite absorbs these negatively oriented frequencies and neutralizes them. So it really feels like an energetic generator, that you can quite literally feel this energy coming off. So imagine being in a room filled with negative, bad frequency energy that just feels stale, stagnant, kind of blah. This, of course, will make it difficult for anybody to feel motivated and get up and do the things that they want to be manifesting. This will make it hard for anybody to positively orient themselves with the life of their dreams that they want to create. So Organite's going to absorb those frequencies, and it's going to neutralize them, making them neither negative nor positive, and simply amplify that energy in general. So what it's doing is it's creating neutral energy that you can then use for whatever you choose. Crystal number 2 to help you with your motivation and manifestation is more closely in this video because of the motivation part. And the crystal is Apophyllite. Check out this super sexy piece. I love this piece of Apophyllite so much, it's so special. Now, this falls into category 2, which is the crystals to help us with the negative symptoms. So if you are someone who finds yourself feeling, thinking, or saying things like this: I'm depressed, I don't feel good. Sorry, I'm laughing. Every time I feel motivated and I'm excited to do something, it fails, it falls apart. I don't trust the universe, I don't trust life. No one has my back. If you feel yourself feeling this kind of energy, then I highly recommend Apophyllite is the crystal for you that you take out of this video. Because the energy of Apophyllite is, without a doubt, the most spiritually uplifting energy that I've felt out of all the crystals and stones and tektites that I've worked with. I absolutely love this one, specifically for someone who has a difficult time trusting and feeling success when they go out of their way to do things in life. If you always feel like you're getting smacked in the face, knocked down, and the universe just isn't on your side, this crystal is really going to help to align your frequency to the energetic vibration of a new version of yourself who really does feel this trust, who does feel uplifted, who feels adventure in all of the future that's coming before you. So this is exactly why. If you're feeling super negative and low and you've got hard feelings towards life and the universe, you are going to have a very difficult time not only feeling motivated and manifesting, but your life just isn't going to be as enjoyable as someone who's walking around with faith, trust, and fun inside of them, right? So I highly recommend Apophyllite for you. Crystal number 3 for motivation and manifestation is Citrine. Now, I'm sure you guys have all heard of Citrine. It's pretty much talked about as being like the staple crystal for manifestation and the solar plexus, which is kind of our chakra where we create with our energy. So you guys probably already know this one, so I'm going to keep this one a lot shorter. What I do want to mention is that Citrine is carrying an awesome, fiery energy that just gets you so pumped up and psyched for life. And it's kind of like this engine and fuel that, like, it's the difference between night and day of waking up in the morning and having that vibe of, I'm just gonna lay in bed today, I don't feel like doing anything. Whereas with Citrine, your morning equals, for some reason you've got all these ideas and all these plans to go out into the world and do stuff. So you can obviously see why this is helpful for motivation and manifestation. Now this fits into category 3, which is both the positive and the negative symptoms, because this fiery, positive solar plexus vibe energy is great for someone who's depressed and that's holding them back for motivation, and also for someone who already is motivated. Channeling into your Citrine's energy feels super gratuitous and very certain. This is the energy of Citrine. When you really focus into it, it feels like certainty and gratitude. In my experience, these two states you can find your consciousness in are the most powerful for instant manifestations. So working with Citrine is just hands down a good idea for anybody trying to manifest. Crystal number 4 for motivation and manifestation is actually technically a stone, and it's Mookite Jasper. So I've got it in bracelet form. This is the way I prefer this one. And this is because I like to put it on my right arm of my right wrist. And this is because this is my giving energy, right? I give with my right, I receive with my left. So this is just a kind of intentional awareness thing that I do, where I like to wear it on my right wrist. And I see it all the time, and it constantly reminds me of my intention, of how I'm creating myself creating the world around me. Now, the reason Mookite Jasper is included in this video for crystals for motivation and manifestation is because Mookite is incredible for the lower chakras. Now, a lot of times, a lot of us in the metaphysical community, especially when it comes to crystals, and I'm raising both my hands to being this way, we get all excited about the super high vibrational crystals, the crown chakra, the third eye, the soul star chakra, right? We're going for all these higher things, and we neglect the lower chakras. Now, what happens is when we're not all aligned and we've got one chakra up here that's just explosive and all these lower chakras that are kind of like, help me. What happens is that we're just not balanced. And when we're balanced, you walk the center and you see both ends of the spectrum. And this is a really powerful position to be in when it comes to manifestation. So not only this, but Mookite Jasper carries an energy that to me feels really good for the root chakra, really good for the sacral, and really good for the solar plexus, while simultaneously it kind of helps me to take it easier on myself. Mookite has this energy about it where it's like, I feel the urge to manifest and go out into the world and do things, but I also feel kind of relaxed. Like, it's all good. It's hard to explain, but it's a really good state to be in with Mookite Jasper, because if you're going out into the world and creating things and you feel that motivation, and you're also simultaneously relaxed and you don't really care, you're kind of in a neutral, I'm good either way position, this is like, whew! This is a powerhouse of manifestation position to be in. Now, not only this, but Mookite Jasper is very affordable. I highly recommend you guys get some, especially in bracelet form, just because it works for me, so I feel like maybe it will for you too. But it's a really great energy to relax, not be so hard on yourself, you know, don't get all pissed at yourself and be upset when you fail at something. Failure equals success. Failure is success. It literally is. Mookite Jasper helps turn us on to that. And when you're constantly in success mode, you're constantly feeling relaxed, you're constantly feeling motivated. I mean, come on. You see what I'm saying? This is exactly why Mookite Jasper is number 4 in this video. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna hop on to number 5. Crystal number 5 to help you with your motivation and manifestation is calcite. So I have here 2 pieces that these I actually found on my own on the ground in Sedona. And I love that a lot. It's really cool that you can find crystals out in the world around you. Now, calcite comes in all different kinds of forms. The one that I'm specifically showing you here, white calcite, I find to be incredibly effective for motivation category. So this is also going to fall into category 2 of being a crystal that I actually believe most fits into the fact that it helps us to relieve some of the negative symptoms that hold us back from being motivated and manifesting the life of our dreams. What's really cool about calcite is it has this kind of clearing energy to it that I actually find to be somewhat similar to selenite. So I'll go ahead and say here that calcite and selenite will take up number 5 together, and you could kind of go either way. Now, again, we're looking at the fact of stale, stagnant energy. If you have manifested yourself, which, by the way, you are always manifesting. We are never not manifesting. I've said this before, but if you aren't manifesting, it's because you have manifested yourself to not be manifesting. It's just one of those things about the universe, right? So what's cool is that if we've manifested ourselves to be in an environment where we don't feel motivation, we're struggling with our manifestation, we are creating all of this energy. We are the powerhouse for all of this. The power of calcite, for it to have made it into this video, is that you can use it to grid your space. So what I do is I grid rooms, I grid my car, and I've got just pieces of calcite in different corners. Now, what's awesome about this is that it clears this kind of energy and creates it to be more of a kind of higher vibe space. It's really, really good, I find, for the crown chakra as well. Now, the crown chakra is really awesome for connecting us to our natural oneness, source, divinity, God, however you want to look at this. And when we're connected to this kind of energy and our space feels like it's full of those kinds of vibes, then it puts you in a much more confident position to actually go out of your way to try to manifest. You actually will give yourself permission to feel motivation. Because at the end of the day, all these crystals might help us with these things, but the feelings are coming from within us. You see what I'm saying? I hold a crystal and I feel an energy, but where's the energy that I'm feeling coming from? The feeling arises within myself. See what I'm saying? So calcite is one of my favorite crystals next to selenite to grid a space and an environment to help it to be more of a high vibrational space and to let go of those stagnant structures of who I used to be, but it's just not relevant anymore. I'm done with unmotivated, sad, grumpy Nathan. We don't need him anymore. We get to be whoever we want in life, and calcite helps to create a spiritual, energetic environment where you can embody that lifestyle of being whoever you want, creating yourself in any direction. And calcite's super cheap and comes in all different forms, so definitely check out calcite. Crystal number 6 to help you with your motivation and manifestation is called Ethiopian Fire Opal. And I'm absolutely loving this one. It's kind of hard to tell on the camera. It doesn't pick it up too perfect. I apologize, but it's got all kinds of crazy dimensions of like fireworks and things going on within it just by moving it around in the light. Man, I wish the camera would get it. It's beautiful. Now, Ethiopian Fire Opal is right up there with the solar plexus kind of vibes that Citrine gives me. Now, it really is this kind of firework explosive energy. So I'm gonna go ahead and stick Ethiopian Fire Opal into category number 1, which is to help you with the positive symptoms, to help you to positively increase your manifestation. If you know what you want, if you know what you're going for, but maybe you're just not the most explosive person, you know, a lot of us have different kinds of vibes, different personalities. But the thing is that perhaps the personality and version of yourself that you are right now isn't necessarily the kind of go-getter of the person who's going to be succeeding with their manifestations. So by working with Ethiopian Fire Opal, with this explosive solar plexus firework type energy, this can help you to shift your personality and to shift your identity to be a new version of yourself that's more going out into life adventurous, that feels more explosive, that has this kind of pumped up energy that you're probably feeling off of me right now. I was just sitting here and staring at this fire opal for the last 10 minutes to kind of connect to it before making this. It's super explosive and super buzzy. Like, this is like a party energy. Like, you know, some people go to a party and they like smoke some weed and drink some beer. I'm just gonna look at my Ethiopian fire opal. The thing is that our personality and identity, it's not fixed like we've been trained to think from growing up. We're completely malleable, and our personality and identity is literally just based on memory and choice of who we feel ourselves to be. And we can change that. We can shift ourselves. We can become a more explosive personality ready to go out into life and just take charge, right? So this is the energy of Ethiopian Fire Opal, and it's pretty obvious by the way I'm explaining this, I'm sure, why this is so good for manifestation and why it's made it into this video. Crystal number 7 for motivation and manifestation fits mostly into the manifestation category and also category 1 of being to help us with the positive essence and vibration of manifestation. So this is clear quartz. Now, clear quartz is going to be really good for someone who is already feeling motivated, already knows what they want, because quartz is incredible for helping us to shift dimensions and timelines. Now, ultimately, real simply explained, there's infinite versions of ourselves that exist. Every single time you make a choice, you are shifting yourself to a new reality and timeline. Every single moment, we are literally shifting through an entire spectrum of different vibrations of ourselves. So this is really incredible, really epic stuff. Now, quartz is actually hugely responsible for this fundamental process of how our reality works. When you look at the Earth, so much of it is actually made up of quartz, and so much of that has to actually do energetically with the process of how we navigate timelines and why shifting is even happening in the first place. So quartz is really exciting for a lot of reasons, as you could tell. Now, when you have your own individual piece of quartz, and with your intention and your energetic programming ability, and just again, just the natural process of how it works on our planet and in this reality for us, you can literally use this to intensify the direction of the choices you're making. So let's go ahead and say that you've decided that you want to be a doctor and you're 100% certain you already have the motivation to do that. Quartz is going to be an awesome crystal for you to grab onto, hold it, focus on your intention of going to be a doctor, but don't think of it as I want to be a doctor. Feel the feelings of you already being that version of yourself. Imagine yourself with all of your senses alert in the operating room or whatever, doing whatever you're doing, right? You basically envision yourself fully and allow yourself to become the vibration of this future quote-unquote version of you while holding on to your quartz. And now you've literally just programmed it. You have programmed this quartz to be launching you like a rocket ship into that dimension. So it's as simple as just keeping it on you, and this amplifies the direction of your choosing. Now, I personally would not recommend clear quartz for someone who is feeling really depressed and a lack of direction and doesn't really know where they're going. It's not that it's dangerous, it's just that it really amplifies you and who you are being right now. So if you're struggling, if you're feeling a little bit lower energies and that's your difficulty that's brought you to this video, I actually don't recommend working with quartz. I more so would recommend jumping into like the stony citrine vibes, right? The Apophyllite vibes. Quartz is known as the master healer. It's a really basic, available crystal everywhere, but it also has the most intricate and powerful uses that I've discovered out of all of the crystals. So just keep that in mind. Now we're gonna hop into number 8. Crystal number 8 isn't actually technically a crystal. It is a tektite, and it is known as Moldavite. Now, Moldavite fits into both category 1 and 2, and therefore is a category 3 crystal. Meaning that it helps with both the aspects of what we opened this discussion with. So firstly, when we look at a lack of motivation, a lot of this is because of ideas and vibrational energy. We've already discussed this with the other crystals. We're holding on to these things. It's stagnant, stale energy that isn't resonant of who we really want to be. A lot of this is negatively oriented programming that we've picked up from society. Thanks, society, for giving us this beautiful opportunity to let go of all of your BS. It really is a gift. Thank you, society. Now, here's the deal. Working with Moldavite, there's no better crystal to help you to raise your vibration. And the process of raising your vibration means that as it's raising, you're going to be confronted with a lot of different things that are uncomfortable, because these are things that are energy that you're carrying that isn't actually you. Moldavite's going to drive your attention to these things. Eventually, you'll work through them on your own time that works for you. It's very sensitive, trust me. And then you let go of these things. And when you let go of all these things that aren't you, you literally now have a bunch of free space to create whatever you actually want, what you truly are in your heart. Which brings us to why Moldavite is one of the best crystals for manifestation at all. And this is because it is like a super seriously heart-centered energy. Now, the heart is the energy of the present moment. And it's the present moment where you can actually do things. You can't get anything done if you're constantly living in the past and future. That means that you're in limbo. You're not actually existing. You're not even really here. And I would argue that this is 99% of how most of the human race is living. They're not actually here. Moldavite helps to bring us here and realize ourselves here. And when you're finally here, this isn't something that you forget and let go of. It becomes the essence of who you truly are. And suddenly, you become a superhuman. Like literally, the kinds of things that I'm able to do now and perceive and have my awareness expanded into, they are mind-blowing things that I never would have even imagined were possible a year ago before I started working with Moldavite. Now, it does take time. It does happen at your own pace, but I strongly recommend everybody works with Moldavite. A little warning to you, if you're going to buy Moldavite from stores, online, anywhere, know that 90% being sold is fake. Know this is not an exaggeration, and know you aren't going to have an easy time being able to tell the difference these days. They've gotten really good with fakes. So just keep that in mind, do extensive research. Don't just search on Etsy for Moldavite and click the first one you see and purchase it. It's a really bad idea, and you deserve the real deal. So now we're gonna hop into crystal number 9 for motivation and manifestation. Crystal number 9 to help you with your motivation and manifestation is called Phenokite. Now this one I've got on a necklace to show you, and it's this clear one right here wrapped at the top. Now, Phenokite is known as the highest vibrational crystal of terrestrial origin, and all my friends who have brought in Phenokite and worked with it, they feel it right up there, right next to the power of Moldavite. And I feel it the same. Now, Phenokite is really awesome for manifestation, but for a different reason than pretty much everything else we've talked about in this video. Of course, according to me. Now, firstly, again, raising the vibration is going to cause you to have to confront a whole bunch of lower vibrational energy and release it and let it go. And this is going to be awesome for anybody who is building themselves and transforming themselves from being lack of motivation, not really feeling, excited about life, having struggles, difficulties, things not happening seamlessly. Someone who's existing in this kind of frame of reality, Phenokite is 100% going to help to transform that, and that's going to be your own conscious, energetic work and vibrational shifting that takes place. But the reason that it helps so much with manifestation is because Phenokite, and this is my own opinion, is the best crystal for creating synchronicity. Synchronicity is something you're probably familiar with, being that you found this video. We're talking 1111, 333, so on and so forth. There's other forms of synchronicity, like I think that I want a red backpack, and I'm thinking and contemplating this, and then the next day I go on a hike and every single person I pass has a red backpack. This is an example of synchronicity as well. So Phenokite is like literally exposing to us the reflective nature of reality. So reality is quite literally this mirror where we are reflected off of everything. And we also are everything simultaneously, right? It's this all is one. Phenokite to me seems to be the best crystal to help to open and crack us into this God essence energy. Now, when you're vibrating at this level, all of life is constantly a synchronistic event. So the synchronicity is literally like this vibrational echo where you can just keep bouncing off of the walls of synchronicity and reverberating into the next. It's like a chain reaction of manifestation, and it happens really seamlessly. Now, I could actually go on and on about Phenokite the same way that I do about Moldavite, but I've actually got a video tagged in the description for you guys about the most powerful crystal combination being Moldavite and Phenokite together. And that video, I get really deep into the powers of these crystals when you pair them together. So if you want to hear more about these, I really recommend checking that out in the description below. And once again, Phenokite is one of the most often sold fake crystals. It's very hard to tell what is real Phenokite, so make sure that if you're interested in it, you check, you can ask below, and I'll list you some actual real legit sources. But yeah, I just want to always throw that in there. Now we're going to hop into Crystal 10, which is 100% the most powerful crystal for manifestation and motivation. Crystal number 10 is absolutely the most powerful, most effective crystal for shifting dimensions into manifesting your dreams, your life. You could manifest things you don't even want to manifest with this crystal. That's how powerful it is. It's constantly working, constantly firing off all the cylinders of the universe to create your experience, whether you're aware of it or not, whether you want it to or not. And this crystal is actually you. I'm not trying to be like cheesy or lame, but you literally are a crystal. we literally are. Now, here's the thing. All of these crystals that are outside of us that we're working with are actually our power. Now, what I'm not suggesting for your train of thought is to think that what I mean is that it's placebo effect and you're just imagining it and that's why it's your power. The power of crystals is very real and very epic, even on their own. If you did not exist, if you were to die right now, for example, crystals would go on working for all of us and carrying energetic vibrations. So it's not that it has to do with you. They do have this inherent power and vibration to them. What I mean by this is that all is one, literally. I am literally this tree right here. I am literally these sticks on the ground. I'm literally this, even this wooden bridge built over there. It couldn't be any more true or any more bluntly put that I literally am the entire experience of reality and consciousness itself. I am literally you watching this video. I'm making this video for no one but myself. It's literally how it is. So yes, these external crystals work and they have this power, but it's really literally you. You're holding yourself. This is just how our human experience is split up into different categories so we can experience ourselves through all different ways and perspectives. It's the coolest gift ever. You yourself, who you truly are, I'm not just talking about your physicality, but your actual energetic, vibrational being, is so incredibly powerful that you are constantly creating your experience 24/7, whether you realize it or not. Now, this causes a lot of problems in a lot of our lives because we don't realize that we're the one creating it. And especially if we take up victim mentality and we think that everything's against us, if we believe that we don't have power, what's happening is we're manifesting reality to be that way. We're literally creating what we don't want to experience. And a lot of this, again, is false programming and annoying things that have been just presented to us in our early childhood and things that is just kind of ingrained in us. And it's all BS. And it's time to let it go. So if you are ready to transform your life in the direction of your choosing and to really understand how your power works, then what this means is you might be seeking an opportunity to feel a shift being made so that you can trust yourself and believe that you really are the most powerful and that you really can create your reality. And if this resonates with you and you would like this kind of experience, I've got a video tagged in the description for you guys, and it's about reality shifting. It's one of my favorite videos I've made, and it's very practical, and it's got an awesome meditation at the end of it that you can do with the collective energy stored in that video to help you to shift to the dimension of your manifestation and reality of your choosing. And I believe that this really works. So definitely check that out. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. I had a lot of fun making this. I do make 2 videos every single week, and they are getting better and better. So make sure to click that bell notification below. If you did watch all the way through, that means you probably liked the video. So if you could remember to go down and click the thumbs up, that does help me out in terms of my video creation. It actually does help the YouTube algorithm, believe it or not. So like the video, subscribe for the next, and have an awesome time with your crystals. We're blessed. We're truly blessed. Thanks for watching.